Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. Ron Nicoletti here. It is a really nice Sunday afternoon. We got 9 races to show you. We're going to check out the track, the weather conditions, and turn it over to track announcer Peter Aiello.
The weather is beautiful, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 80s. The main track fast, the Tapeta track fast. No turf racing scheduled today. Race 1. Be contested on Tapeta track at 5 furlongs. A change of rider for number 9, Birdie Whisper. Make the jockey Diego Herrera. Racing at Gulfstream. Mr. Weston slow to break. Quick to break was Iron the Money, headed off for the early advantage with Baby Rasta moving to take him on. Up on the outside in honor of Sonny, and widest of all is 4 courts. Down at the rail goes Mas Kenada in 5th. Back to 6th is Jalmad, 7th and out wide for Freedom Street. 2 back to Blue Martini, then Birdie Whisper and Mr. Weston. Into the far turn they race. Iron the Money has the lead and the rail. Leads a length and a half. Whistled the quarter in 21-1. Second is 4 courts. Up on the outside, Freedom Street. Dropping back a touch in honor of Sonny. Also dropping back is Baby Rasta. 2 more to Blue Martini, then Mas Kenada. They're on their way home. The leader is Iron the Money. For a company on the outside, 4 courts with a stretch to get by. At the rail at 3rd in honor of Sonny. Back to 4th and Blue Martini coming on. Just yards to go for Iron the Money. 4 courts tries to surge to him. 4 courts getting to Iron the Money. Iron the Money needs the wire. 4 courts needs more stretch. Here's the line photo that goes to Iron the Money. Iron the Money turned back 4 courts. Blue Martinis in a show photo with in honor of Sonny. 56-4. And they're off. In the center, what's the matter for you? Centaur off the blocks to try to gain the early advantage from the race favorite Fit to Fire, who's on to challenge from 2nd. Lobo Go makes it a party 3 wide and into 3rd. From behind the speed, that's Swinging Solo with Song So Sweet toward the rail. The 2 laggards, Friolento and Fighting Words, what's the matter for you? A narrow advantage. To the far turn they go, what's the matter for you? Leads by about a neck. Fit to Fire, patiently handled by Herrera in 2nd. Lobo Go is a 3 wide 3rd. Swinging Solo works between horses. Song So Sweet is along the rail. Then Friolento and Fighting Words. Fit to Fire grinding down the leader. They're under the top of the stretch, 5/16 to go, and what's the matter for you? It's engaged by Fit to Fire, who's still under a hammerlock here. 1/4 mile from home with Song So Sweet angling to try to make an impression. Lobo Go is wide on the outside, then Swinging Solo. Off the turn and the stretch drive. The leader now is the favorite, Fit to Fire. 1/8 of a mile out with a length to work with. What's the matter for you? Tries to fight back 2nd. Song So Sweet lifting down the center. Yards to go for Fit to Fire. He has a winning lead. The battle strictly for 2nd. Fit to Fire. Fires indeed. Song So Sweet is up for 2nd. What's the matter for you? 3rd. Fighting Words 4th. Then Swinging Solo in race 2.
Any success that we've enjoyed is directly attributable to the men and women who first bring horses to us to sell. You got to have good product. If we're able to attract quality horses to our sale with quality men and women selling them, we're going to have good sales. Everything that we do is going to be to achieve success tomorrow by doing things right today. It's a commitment to get up and do the right thing every day in a consistent and a professional fashion, and that's a great recipe for success long term.
They're off and running. Slow to break, King Julian. Quick to start, War to Remember heading off for the early lead with Relator moving to take him on. From the top shelf, it's Santal who's away in early third. Splitting horses is Blazing Bucaro ahead of El Muhit, and the trailer is King Julian after the slow start. Past the half-mile marker and moving to the far turn, War to Remember and Anthony Thomas have the rail in the lead. Relator is now second, 3.5 clear of Santal. El Muhit is at the rail, then back to Blazing Bucaro, and King Julian is last. They reach the top of the stretch, a quarter of a mile from home. War to Remember with a 1.5 length edge. Relator is second. El Muhit with an inside opportunity. He improves and finds his best stride, winding up from the outside Santal. Off the turn in the stretch drive, War to Remember surrounded at the inside. El Muhit on the far outside. King Julian, after a bad break, is charging hard. War to Remember, known to be tenacious. He's digging in. King Julian trying to get him. War to Remember, King Julian. It's a photo finish. Wicked close. It comes down to a head bob. War to Remember turned back all challenges but one as King Julian launched at him in 57 flat. They're off. Good start for Eyes on the Ground, who heads off for the early lead. Meanwhile, the other favorite, Kings Wear Crowns, broke sharply to his right. He'll have to drop over to save some ground. On the outside of the leader, Apache 1-6 now moves to take second. Must Be the Munnings is third. Kings Wear Crowns finds himself in the 2.5 path while racing a joint third. The two at the back are Cyrus Law and Star of the Gun. Eyes on the Ground, allowed to strut his speed under Diego Herrera. He enters the first quarter mile in front by 3.5 lengths. The opening quarter was 25 seconds flat. Now, Star of the Gun, Ferrera's on the far outside. That's firing up both Apache 1-6 and Kings Wear Crowns. So they're coming right after the leader here with 5 furlongs to go. From fifth, it's Must Be the Munnings, and the trailer is Osiris Law. Down the backstretch they go. They shuffled the deck mid-race. Star of the Gun responsible for that. He forced both Apache 1-6 and Kings Wear Crowns to move. They took under tried to take over from Eyes on the Ground, who battled back toward the rail. Star of the Gun is fourth. Fifth and ridden is Must Be the Munning, and the trailer is Osiris Law. They speed around the far turn. They went 49 and 2 for an opening half-mile speed, and they round the far turn. Apache 1-6 now puts ahead in front. Eyes on the Ground counterattacks from second. Up to third goes Star of the Gun. Kings Wear Crowns will have to do a ton better than that. Angling for a run, Must Be the Munning. Off the turn in the stretch drive, 3/4, 113 flat. The favorite has been defeated. The leader is Eyes on the Ground. On the far outside, it's Must Be the Munning, who starts to find his best stride an eighth of a mile out. Must Be the Munning tries to reach Eyes on the Ground. Eyes on the Ground with a 1.5 lengths to work with. That should be enough. Must Be the Munning is second. Eyes on the Ground in front. Must Be the Munning was second, nicely clear of Osiris Law third. Then Star of the Gun and Apache 1-6. The favorite, Kings Wear Crowns, wound up last in 144 and 2. And they're off. Slow to break is Toymans at the back. Quick to start out wide, Captain Mischief together with Adios now. Here's the veteran Mish moving up. Mish takes the advantage. Latch the Hatch now moves into second from Adios now in third. Moving out the rail, Golden Town, and out in the center is Tap to Mischief. Air Invasion is second last, and Toymans at the back of the field en route to the half-mile point. Latch the Hatch, giving Mish all he wants in the early stages. Adios now well situated to the skirmish up front. He races from third in the clear. Golden Town at the rail, fourth for Camacho. In front of Tap to Mischief, then Air Invasions and Toymans at the back. Around the far turn they go. Mish has lost the lead to Latch the Hatch. Moving out the rail, Golden Town. Up on the outside, it's Adios now as they reach the top of the stretch. Camacho's got a rail run for Golden Town. He's charging through to challenge Latch the Hatch for the lead. Adios now in the red cap on the outside as they reach the top of the lane. They went 44-3 for the opening half mile. Off the turn and the stretch drive, Golden Town up within a neck of Latch the Hatch with an eighth of a mile left. They've put on 5 lengths for the rest of the group. On the outside, Latch the Hatch is very game. On the rail, Golden Town right alongside. Golden Town and Latch the Hatch. Latch the Hatch, Golden Town. They come for the wire. Here's the line. Photo finish. I think it's inside. I think it's Golden Town in a head-bobbing photo finish over Latch the Hatch in 1:16 flat.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
And thanks to you, the owners, trainers, breeders, and every supporter,
You've created a ripple effect of change that's helping these magnificent animals move on to new careers and safe, fulfilling lives after racing.
Every single donation, whether big or small, is contributing to a brighter future.
But this race is just beginning. Because of you, we have gained incredible momentum and we're ready for more.
They're off. Good start for Carcone and Sweet Interlude from the outside two gates. Moving up between horses, Urban Legend, he won't be far away. Out of the way in fourth and 30-pound test. Adios Mate is last of all as they're three across the course en route to the half-mile point. From between horses, Carcone, along the rail, Urban Legend, and out the center, Sweet Interlude. Well situated to the leaders is 30-pound test, fourth behind the speed, and three to the trailer, Adios Mate. That's the five of them as they swing around the fore turn. On the inside, Urban Legend, to the outside, Carcone. Now into third and angling his 30-pound test. He's had a sweet setup. That's all for Sweet Interlude. Adios Mate is taken. No part in this as they reach the top of the stretch. Almost three in line. Of the three, Carcone works the hardest. Toward the inside, Urban Legend. From the far outside, 30-pound test. Asked by Camacho for more, and he's surging forward now. Right into him went the Urban Legend. Urban Legend knocked into 30-pound test. His momentum was killed, and now he's a length and a half behind as Urban Legend has the lead. Urban Legend and Jockey Ober Torres get home on top, a length and a quarter. 30-pound test second, Carcone third, Adios Mate fourth in 103 and 2. And they're off. Good start from between horses for It's a Teamster heading off for the early advantage. Moving up to his inside, World Rocks is on to challenge. Away third is Our Superhero. Naughty Nix is 4 or 5 deep, and Caller saves ground around the turn. Then it's Swaggish ahead of the two at the back, Arabia Wild and Shotgun. Around the first turn they go. World Rocks by a length and a quarter. It's a Teamster is second. Our Superhero on the outside now. Third, Caller is at the rail in fourth from a 3-wide Naughty Nix. Blue Colors fifth. In between horses, it's Swaggish. Out deep on the course goes Shotgun, and Arabia Wild's at the rail. 24 seconds for the opening quarter, less than 5 furlongs to go. World Rocks by almost a length. It's a Teamster second, Our Superhero third. Moving on the far outside, it's Naughty Nix. He's now racing fourth. Sequestered inside, that's Caller from fifth. Then Swaggish and Shotgun, and Arabia Wild is last. They move now to the final 3.5 furlongs through a 48.5 mile. Things getting crowded up front. 4 wide, Naughty Nicks. 3 wide, Our Superhero. It's a Teamster in the 2-path. Camacho trying to feed Caller some racetrack. He needs a little racing room. Bracketed in by Shotgun. Trying to run home from the back is Swaggish as they reach the top of the stretch. Still looking for room is Caller. He's drafting behind Naughty Nicks, who just took the lead. 3/4, 112 and 2. Caller gets inside now. Caller's loose for the drive and charging hard. They're 3/16 from home, and Caller has burst through between to take a clear lead. Naughty Nicks is trying to hold on to second with Shotgun in third, but Jeff Jones for a training double. Camacho on for 3. It's Caller in front. Caller by 4 in the end. Second, Naughty Nicks. Third, Shotgun. Fourth, Our Superhero. They're off. And they're off. Good start, clean start for Indy Bay. From the between horses, Poema is away quickly to take the lead. Charlie's Wish in the blue colors into the top flight. Purple Silks of Galop d'Hermé up on the outside. Running up onto heels is Braganza, and Indy Bay is parked at the rail. Her Town second last. The early trailer is Puckered. En route to the half-mile point, it's Poema and Edgar Perez, fleet of foot with a 2-length lead. Charlie's Wish racing together with Galop d'Hermé, and joining them from the inside is Indy Bay. Husbands doesn't want to be inside. He wants to figure out how to get to the outside. A length and a half to Braganza, 2 in front of Her Town, and Puckered is last. Into the far turn they race, 22 and 4 for the opening quarter. Poema by a length and a half. From the outside, that's Charlie's Wish into second. No choice but to stay parked at the rail. Indy Bay at 2 to 5, needs racing room. She's on the bridle. Galop d'Hermé is next, a length and a half better than Braganza, then Her Town and Puckered. They reach the top of the stretch. Poema tries to braven up. Indy Bay is on her back trying to angle for a run. 45 and 2 for the opening half mile. Racetrack now fed to Indy Bay. Loose for the drive, and Poema is under siege. They're an eighth of a mile from home, and Indy Bay has now powered forward into a gear the others don't have. Poema's running a great race. She's well clear of everybody else, but Indy Bay is well clear of her. It's Indy Bay, sharp in victory at 2 to 5 by 6 in the end. Poema second, Galop d'Hermé third. Her Town up fourth in 121 and 4. Now she is. And runners away. First time starter Street Play was off in a tangle, and Keepsake Box slow to move at the rail. Excellent start for Hello Poochie Lou, who takes an early advantage from the outside storm. The point, widest of all its facet. These three are quickest. Moving out the rail, Rishona takes over fourth. In between horses, Wander Woman. Racing up on their outside is Street Play, widest of all San Antonio Sarah, and the trailer is Keepsake Box. To the far turn they go. Hello Poochie Lou leads by half a length. Storm the point. Now turning up the heat from second, 2.5 more. Rishona third. Wander Woman up on the outside is now fourth, and San Antonio Sarah Sarah and Facet. 2 back to Keepsake Box, and Street Play's bid was short-lived as they reached the top of the stretch. Storm the point on the outside. Hello, Poochie Lou. Fights on toward the rail. 2.5 more to Wonder Woman, who tries to tip and roll from third. Then it's back to San Antonio Sarah, who has a lot of ground to make up and not much time to do it. Renzo Rojas and Wonder Woman sweeping into contention now. Front and center with an eighth of a mile to go. Wonder Woman has taken a clear lead. Storm the point is back to second. Hello, Poochie Lou is third, but it's Wonder Woman who makes her 3-year-old debut a winning one to win by 3. Storm the point is second. Hello, Poochie Lou. She held third from San Antonio Sarah, who was fourth, and Keepsake Box to complete your high five. 111-1.
And that wraps up the week. We're back here for live racing on next Friday, a 9-race card with our first race posted 12:50 p.m. But don't forget, you can come out and watch and wager on all races throughout the country in our state-of-the-art Silks simulcast room. And Monday, don't forget, Santa Anita, our assistant track, a big day with multiple Grade 1 races. So come out and join us. Boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park.